is Rich Daddy older than you?
So as we are in 1992 and we are commemorating the discovery of America, I'm going to talk to you about Portuguese discoveries which are unknown and far more important than Spanish ones. So I titled it Portugal, a Forgotten Empire. We don't see it very well, but it's okay. So first I'll deal with the empire, the need to go out of the frontiers, and the discoveries themselves, and then I'll turn to the decline and why is it forgotten. So first, the empire. So as you know, since you're not Americans, you know where Portugal is, you know it's a very small country and a poor country. So the Portuguese needed to go somewhere else to get the richness. So where to go? Left or right? Left to Spain they couldn't, since Spain has always been the enemy. Since the creation of Portugal in 1096, Spain has always tried to invade Portugal, so they couldn't go east. So the only possibility was to go to the sea. So now the discoveries, very, very briefly, because I can't talk to you about everything. So everything that is in red, oh I forgot one, is where they've been, okay? So you see that they went from Portugal, they discovered they went in 1415 in Ceuta in the North Africa, and then they came down to Africa, to the Canarians, Azores, Madeira. They discovered the Guinea, they discovered Angola, they discovered Congo, Cameroon, all along here. Mozambique, they passed the Cap Bojador here, then they passed here, the Cape of Good Hope, which is, I mean, I don't know if you understand that in the 15th century, this is something exceptional, because they had very few technical knowledge about sea, winds, and everything. So this is exceptional. Then they discovered the way to India in 1498, and this opened the road to Asia and to trade, textile trade and trade with spices. So in the 15th century, we can say that Portugal was a very powerful country, since all the trade passed through Portugal. So now let me turn to my second point, that is the eclipse or the decline, because of several reasons, the main being the lack of money. I already said Portugal is a poor country and has always been, so it couldn't settle properly in those countries, and England and Holland, that were rich, came behind and stayed in the same place. So that is why now India is considered as a British ancient colony, and Malacca, Malaysia, Indonesia belong to the English and to the Dutch. But they were discovered by Portuguese. They stayed there. The second reason is the Spanish invasion. In 1580 until 1640, Spain invaded Portugal by accession to the crown. So all the Portuguese empire became Spanish for about 60 years. When this finished, Spain decided to invade again Portugal with the help of French. So Portugal had to turn to some other countries, so it turned to England. But this became a very, what I call the perversion of the British alliance, because British accepted to help Portuguese on the condition that they could base in Portugal, and on the condition that a treaty was signed in 1703. The treaty is called the Methuen Treaty, and it aims, it's an unfair trade. English export British manufacturers, textile manufacturers, against wine, but a lot of wine against very few textiles. And it's a monopoly, so this treaty killed the Portuguese native industry for a long time. That is why Portugal has nowadays very few industries. The other reason, which is not the least one, is that Portuguese discovered gold and diamonds in Brazil in the beginning of the 18th century. And because of this treaty, all the money, all the huge amount of gold and diamonds passed through Portugal but went to British banks because of the same treaty. And this is the money that has been used to finance the British Industrial Revolution. That is why they could make it earlier than German, French, and etc. So, in conclusion, I just invite you to go and visit Portugal. Even though you don't like history, it's a very nice country and very friendly people. That's it.